Welcome back to the Spirit Guide Daily, and this is the cronecast at the rising moon. These are daily messages, but they're timeless. They will reach you when they are meant to. This is the Tower of the Night. We're going to get from the Energy and Spirit. That's another Sandra Ann Taylor deck that I really enjoy. Another oracle card from that, and we're going to get one from the Messenger Oracle too. Hey guys, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Let's get going. Remember, for the month of December in 2023, these will still be available in public on my YouTube channel, but I am creating a membership or a Patreon that will contain them going forward. And it will be at a low cost, but unfortunately, I also have to make sure that I make a living, so I need to do that. This comes out with the, who are you? Oh, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, which is like a delayed journey or a blocked journey sometimes. That's an interesting one. With the Three of Swords in reverse, which is good. Boy, that's a long process around healing is what that is. And that comes out with the Ten of Wands in the upright. And then I have that coming out with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is a slightly difficult energy. Today is the day you're going to feel a little bit thwarted. And it's almost like it's a test to your internal system to see how you can handle stress. Because the Ten of Wands is one of the cards about stress. And the Nine of Cups in reverse, it's funny. People think it's dangerous to hope, and it's not. What they really are identifying is that disappointment is super difficult to deal with. Sometimes there's going to be disappointments in life. And we have to remember, if something didn't work out, that just means something else is meant to. And to learn how to let things go. Here's kind of what I've got here, though, is that it's almost like... It's almost like a difficult situation in your life that starts to shape up is you block it from making any progress with the choices that you make around it. I do daily draws every day, and it kind of tells me, it's not about me. I don't get to know much about my own life. But I usually know what's going to be happening with clients or some of the things that are happening in the world through the daily draws that I do. And it gives me a heads up to kind of what to prepare for. Sometimes it'll be telling me to do stuff like clear and all kinds of things, and it always proves worthwhile and it always proves to be right. But that's the only you have the power is kind of the energy that is on this particular deck. Is that there have been disappointments, and there will continue to be sometimes, because not everything works out in life. We have the Source of All, and then we have Make the Sacrifice. Wow. Make the Sacrifice and the Source of All. Make the Sacrifice energy really is about letting something go, releasing something. The Source of All is the divine. It is being tapped in. That can honestly be a surrender to the flow that is being brought to you. But I just need you to hear me on this. It's going to be a frustrating day for you. This particular energy is warning you of, remember, and this is going to be up in a public space, so it's going to be the next 72 hours or so, is that there's likely to be some frustration coming towards you, and to understand that it's brought to you for a reason. As soon as we kind of like lean in on the like, okay, well, things aren't going my way. What's it trying to teach me? What am I trying to do better? What method am I trying to learn that will alleviate this feeling? Because being a feeling being comes with challenges, like frustration, like anger, like guilt, like shame, like blame. All of the things that are our shadow side, our negative aspects, or our darker energy. Because it's not necessarily a negative aspect, it's just a part of you that you have to learn how to work in conjunction with. And you're being warned here that like things are going to go a bit awry. And that if you can just embrace it as it's not going to last forever, it doesn't define the rest of my life, it just defines this period when I'm trying to deal with something, you will have been given a really powerful tool in your life. Because what happens around you won't be determining how you feel. You'll be in a space of appropriately responding to the vagaries of life in a way that cares for you and takes care of you and helps you make the most out of every single situation. But that involves the surrendering to the flow, which is kind of what's saying here. Make the sacrifice the source of all, is surrender to the universal flow. Shamanic healer, cleansing and attunement. And I want this one, emotional desert, inactivity and isolation. I'm telling you, it's like something is just like, yeah, if you feel like we're trying to annoy you to death sometimes, a little bit, yes. It's so that you are not at the whim of others as you used to be. That is the problem with people who have to heal and learn not to be reactive, not to have their feelings like on display for all, because it is important to be in touch with our emotions, but that is different from wearing your heart on your sleeve. If you wear your heart on your sleeve in a world that is very much like centered on competition, it gives people a lot of power over you. And so it really does help to learn not how to repress your emotions, but to be aware of them without showing them. And it's a skill that is really invaluable in making progress in all areas of your life. But this particular draw says strap in. Get a little bit ready. Know that, like, instead of being like, oh God, no, why do you hate me? Instead say, okay, look for the ways in which I'm making progress here. I handled this much better than I would have 2 years ago. I handled that much better than I would have 3 weeks ago. Understand that the challenge, because unfortunately there's just a challenging energy around this. Cleansing and attunement with inactivity and isolation. Attunement is not often comfortable, because in order to tune something up, like, you have to adjust it. And try to view what's going to happen in terms of a little bit of frustration in your life as being something that is helping you exercise a muscle that you really, really need to have strengthened. And to embrace the challenges that are brought to you as being lessons about what the source of all, or the divine, is trying to teach you. But I need you to hear this one last time, and I'm not, like, there's not a lot of specifics on this because it's going to differ from person to person. Something is going to irritate you and frustrate you. And only you can choose to not react with those emotions, but rather with the perspective of, it's not going to last forever. I'll be able to figure it out. Sure, this is annoying. And then to count the gains that you have made, rather than like the punishing self-talk that can sometimes go around people who are trying to heal something but still have progress to make because they feel like they're failing. It's not failing. It's just that ever expanding abilities bring with them tests. You got a test coming up on this particular pile. Just know that you've studied and that you'll ace it, but look at it as a test rather than what doesn't like me, and it will go so much better, and you'll be able to release the energy around it very much. And it is a disappointment, is what it looks like. But it doesn't look to be crushing. It looks to be very, very minor indeed. And you might not even spot it until in retrospect. It's like, oh, that didn't work out. Oh, okay, that's disappointing. But you'll notice that it's different. When you're healthy, disappointment isn't crushing. It's just a little bit of part of life. And then you kind of pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go, okay, next. And that's one of the ways you can tell that you're healed. Okay. So that was the Spirit Guide Daily for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Look for upcoming Patreons and memberships so that you can better support this channel if you're so inclined. And don't forget my podcast, Logical Magic, Examining Esoterica. Take care. Be well.